Okay, testing. I believe we're live right now. Let me check. Make sure here. It's hard to tell if I'm live right now. Am I not live? Am I disconnected to the wrong? Am I connected to the wrong account? Maybe. No, I'm live. I see myself. Perfect. Cool. Okay. Well, anyway, hello everyone. Today we are going to be going over the election because the election's tomorrow, and I'm not entirely certain who's going to win just yet. I haven't actually looked at the map. This is going to be because I've been really busy with moving and working and all that there, and getting married. So let's take a look at that. All right. Um, So right now, I have the 270 to win election map up here, and then these are all the states that they say are safe. I'm gonna add a couple in here. I believe that why I believe that Maine is going to be a safe state for blue. New Hampshire is going to be a safe state for blue. Let's see here. Alaska is going to be a safe state for red. Texas is going to be a safe state for no. Texas is going to be a likely state for red there. Same thing with Florida. Um, and then I think that's all the ones I want to go ahead and just get out of the way right now. Yeah. Okay. So, but the rest of these here are states where I want to go ahead and talk about them here. So two of these states here we're going to go over without looking at polling. Okay. So now the first state is going to be a state there for Kamala Harris, right? And then that state is going to be Georgia. I believe that Georgia is going to go to Kamala Harris. This is just because of largely what happened in the last election. Georgia went to Biden in the last election. And I'd say that's largely because of the black population in Georgia. Okay. So Georgia has a very high percentage of black population. Kamala, say what you will, whether or not she's black or not, right? I don't really care. But like she's definitely interpreted as black, right? Now you can say that she's like, however, whatever dark, it doesn't really matter. She's black, okay? So generally speaking, black people will vote with him, like for other black candidates, right? It largely happened with Obama there, even though Obama's policies were highly right wing. Um, so, and this was both like it was understandable there and say like the 2008 election, but the 2012 election, you could definitely see it happening, right? Because by then you could tell that Obama was right wing as fuck. But I think the same thing is going to happen in Georgia. Okay. Um, Regardless, though, that one's not really based off any polling. That's just me. My gut feeling is like I think that's what's going to happen with Georgia. Um, Pennsylvania. I want to talk about Pennsylvania, right? It's a big state there. It's one that many like covering areas there, like CNN, for example, are saying is like whoever wins Pennsylvania wins the election, and I actually have a prediction that doesn't go off of polling for Pennsylvania. I think Trump's going to win Pennsylvania, right? So now, why is that, right? Now, obviously, someone tried to assassinate Trump in Pennsylvania, right? And I think that's going to swing things for Trump, at least in Pennsylvania. It doesn't look like the assassination attempt is swinging things in favor of Trump there for the nationwide, nationwide overall. But I think it's going to definitely swing things in Pennsylvania at least. It's definitely going to bring more Trump voters out to vote, and it's going to probably disenfranchise Kamala voters to vote in Pennsylvania. which means that even if, take for example, the pollsters say that it's one way or another, I think that the actions will be a little bit different. So, but those are the only two states there that I actually really want to make a gut feeling on there. The rest of these states, I want to go off of polling data, but I also want to put an asterisk next to that. I think a lot of the polling data is absolute dog shit right now. So a lot of pollsters are doing like, oh, it's 50-50 right now. It's like, no, it's not. Stop it. So, all right. So let's take a look at it. First state I want to go into is Iowa, right? So let's go in here. Iowa. How do you spell Iowa? Is it Iowa? I don't fucking know how to spell Iowa. Whatever. Is it Io? Ohio. There's Ohio. Is Iowa? Oh, it's Iowa. Iowa. Okay. So, this poll here says Trump is up 4.3%. I know there was a poll recently that said Kamala was up 3%. But I'm gonna give the state there to Trump. But I do want to point something out here, right? That is not a good percentage there, even among that. So generally speaking, for a Republican, you want to be up in Iowa by like 10%. And if Trump is not winning by Iowa that much, or enough to point where there was a outlier poll that showed Kamala winning by 3%, then that would like indicate that Trump is like the general feeling for Trump there is not good. Okay. So, but he is showing is winning that state. So next one I want to go into is Nevada. I think I saw Nevada there a second ago. So Nevada. Here we go. Trump 0.6%. Interesting. So Nevada might actually go to Trump this time around here. But 0.6% is I'm gonna say, just for that one, we're gonna add tilt, right? So tilt, and we're gonna come back to tilt later on. So we're gonna be like, Nevada is a state we're gonna address at the end of this here. So next is Arizona. Where the fuck is Arizona? Arizona, here we go. Arizona, 1.6%, not super surprising there. But that's only leans, I'd say. That's not likely. So, that's very much within the margin of error. So, New Mexico. Mexico. Okay, Harris is showing as a 6% lead in New Mexico. I'm going to say that is likely for there. So that's going to be one there. Minnesota polls. Harris 6%. Leans for there. Wisconsin, the cheese state. Wisconsin. There we go. Let me make sure I'm doing this at the latest ones. Yep. Okay. Harris 1.1%. Ooh. And that's one of the states there. Okay, so that's going to be another one we're going to address later on there. So I'm going to say tilt, right? Because this is going to be a very important state there. Remember, in 2016, I think it was Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania that Trump had won. And that was largely why he won, right? So let's get back to Nevada and Wisconsin at a later point in time. Michigan. Again, another important state here for Trump. Michigan, Harris 1.8%. Interesting. Still within the margin of error, but that one's a much more leaning one. So we're gonna say leans on that one. I wish I could add like a fifth category between leans and tilt, because if there was, I would put it there, right? So that's like not a lot. I'm even almost debating putting it in tilt. You know what? I'm gonna put it in tilt, but I don't believe it's gonna be tilt. Like, I just am putting it in tilt right now because I want to talk about it here once we're wrapped up with all the rest of this. Okay. So Ohio, 7.7%. Yeah, Ohio's definitely a Trump victory there. So North Carolina, because I don't know what. I still remember how my wife pronounced North Carolina. She was like North Caroline, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Apparently, that's how you say that in French. So, okay, I think it's Virginia. Is it Virginia? There's Virginia. There's West Virginia. Yeah. Okay, so it's Virginia. That's what it is. It's Virginia. 5.8%. Interesting. Okay, well, apparently Kamala's winning there. Okay. That. Where are we missing? What state are we missing? Are we missing a state? Goddamn, maybe it really is 50-50. Maybe the pollsters aren't lying. Well, then again, I'm going off the pollsters, so fuck it. Democrats 268 to 270 Republicans. That is interesting. All right, so very first thing, let's go back to actually Pennsylvania and Georgia here. I want to see what the pollsters say about that. So Georgia, Trump 1.2% for Georgia, so very much within the margin of error. So it could actually lean toward Trump, but like I said, I think that's actually going to go to Kamala. And then how the fuck do you spell Pennsylvania? There it is, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a literal tie. Okay, so I think my prediction there, at least for Pennsylvania, I think my prediction is dead on accurate. I think because of the assassination situation, it's gonna go to Trump. Like, maybe it won't be a decisive victory, but it will go to Trump, in my view. For Georgia there, it says that it's on for Trump. I don't know. Maybe not Kamala. Maybe not Kamala. Because like the other thing, right, is I asked my wife who she wants to win, right, and she actually said she wanted Trump to win. So a bit odd. But I mean, hey, you know, things are going singy. Open YouTube Studio. What the fuck is this warning about? The stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Okay, so what we know here is basically Georgia says that it's likely to go to the Republicans, but I think it's going to go to Kamala. But even if it went to Kamala, that would still result in a Trump victory if the rest of these go how I think they're going to go. So let's look at Michigan. Michigan. Let's take a look at all Michigan polling. So boop 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 ba 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 boop 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 boop. So of all the polls here, Harris is winning definitely the most of them here. So I think she'll win Michigan, Wisconsin. Honestly, the really important one here is Nevada, because that's really the big one there that I'm thinking like is kind of I'm unsure about there. So actually, let's take a look at Nevada like a little more in depth here. because yes, I think it's going to go to Trump, but Nevada's been a little bit queasy there for quite some time. So I don't know. I mean, these polls indicate it would go for Trump. 48.2%. Yeah, that's still very much a going towards Trump kind of thing, right? Now, the one thing I'm a little bit afraid of, right, is that, like I said, I believe that pollsters right now are kind of trying to shift things a little bit more 50-50, right? And so normally I would be like, oh, hey, let's give Trump like a little bit more of advantage because his voters, like, they don't respond well to polling, but I don't want to do that with this right now because I think they've already done that. But I don't know by how much. Because for me, like in the first election in 2016, I would have said that it was like a bump of like 5%. In 2020, I said that it was like a bump of like 2% or so. In this one, I'm not even sure how much it would be, right? Because like it's gone down. Trump voters are much more okay saying that they're going to vote for Trump. So maybe 1%. I don't know. It's really it's hard to say. But yeah, I guess maybe it could be neck and neck, right? But at least on this one right here, it looks like Trump is gonna win. But it could easily be Kamala. So let's tighten this up a little bit here. So this is definitely at least going to be a tighter election, I'd say, than 2016 and 2020. I don't think it's going to be a decisive victory. I'm not sure if I'd go as far to say that it's going to be a toss-up, but it's going to be tighter, right? So basically, the main ones we're going to be looking at here are Georgia, Nevada, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Okay. So Democrats have to ooh. Hold on, I need to check on something here. Let's say that anyone. Okay, so if Georgia goes to the Republicans win. Okay. If what about Nevada? Oh, if Nevada goes to the Republicans. So basically, oh yeah, okay, no, this is looking more like Trump will win here. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Here's the problem that the Republicans are going to have under this scenario where I am right about Pennsylvania. Okay. If I am right about Pennsylvania, that it is likely to go to Trump, even though the pollsters indicate that it's more 50-50. Then that means that Democrats would need to win every single swing state left. Every single one. They could win, right? But they would need to win every single swing state that there is available. And that'd be difficult to do, especially when the polls indicate that Georgia's going to swing towards Trump, even though, again, like I said, I think Georgia's going to be that exception. It's probably going to go to Kamala. But the polls indicate it's going to swing towards Trump. And if that is true, then Trump wins, right? Those polls also indicate Nevada's going to swing towards Trump, even though it's just by a little bit. And if that's true, Republicans win just by a hair of their fucking teeth. Wisconsin and Michigan, either one of these here are very much within the margin of error. So they could go to Trump, right? Now, it looks like they're going to go to Kamala. But, yeah, so what I'd say here is bam, 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 bam. That's probably what the election map is going to look like. It could also look like that. So it's one of the two. That's my prediction there, is that it's either going to look like this, that it's either like Georgia is really the one that I'm unsure about, right? Is that it's kind of just Georgia, but it doesn't really matter whether or not Georgia does anything there, because all Republicans really need to do is just win Nevada, and Nevada is not a lot of electoral votes. It's just 6. So They don't even need to win Nevada. They could win Wisconsin or Michigan or any of them, right? Again, that's under the scenario that they win Pennsylvania. But I do believe they're going to win Pennsylvania. So, but yeah. Now, as I said there in my video, I want Kamala to win, right? Like, I think it'd be nice to have, right? It'd be her policies on war align with mine more. But at the same time, I'm not even sure about that because, like, technically Kamala is right now helping out Israel, but I mean, like, it's Joe Biden that's doing that, and like I said in my own videos, like, you need to remember that Kamala is not Joe Biden. But yeah, it's very possible. So anyway, but from everything I'm looking at right here, what my theory is going to be is that Trump is going to be the winner of the 2024 election by the skin of his teeth, right? And this is probably going to be a heavily contested election. Outside of that, that's kind of everything there. So I hope everyone has a great day. And I'm gonna mark things a little bit tighter here, just to indicate what I think everything is. But this is what I believe the map is gonna end up looking like there. I like how I actually changed my opinion a little bit on Georgia from looking at the polls. Actually, I want to pull up the Georgia again here. I just want to see here what Georgia says in terms of all polls. Because it says 1.2%. Yeah, God. All this is indicating a very consistent win there. There are some pollsters that are showing a Kamala win, but even there, it's a slight Kamala win. It's not a big one. Kamala could win Georgia, and if Kamala wants to win, in my view, she has to win Georgia. So, like, if the Republicans get Georgia at all, it's going to be extremely difficult to win at all. And then, like, let's say Kamala wins Georgia and the Democrats win. Yeah, if the Democrats win Nevada at that point, then they win. So, yeah, they also, Democrats pretty much have to win Pennsylvania too. So, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to be tight. It's possible, though. Anyway, have a great day, everyone.